Tourist places in Goa never fail to stun the tourists, as each one of them highlights something unique of its own. Let us have a virtual tour together. And do not forget to visit Goa when you have a chance. Kalangute is a town on the northern coast of Goa. It is among the most popular tourist destinations in Goa. Kalangute is located 13 kilometers from Panaji and 8 kilometers from Mapusa. Kalangute is well connected to other parts of Goa by road, and the roads are in fairly good condition. The nearest railway station is at Thivin, and taxi from there takes about 20 minutes. Frequent state buses go to and from other parts of Goa, but if you are traveling a longer distance, you need to change buses. Kalangute is a quite small area, and you can easily walk your way through it. The beach reaches from Kandoli to Baga. Known also as the Queen of Beaches, although is rather crowded nowadays. The sand is quite full of beds for sunbathing. These are free at least if you buy something from the beach shack. If you go from the center of the town to the beach, you will find a massive amount of water sports operators. At this part of the beach, there are no beach shacks. Hire a bike or scooty and roam around other nearby beaches like Baga, Kandoli, Anjuna. You can also ride straight up to Aguada Fort. The coastline is nearly full of beach shacks that offer food as well. For better cuisine, you can choose from numerous restaurants that are found from the main roads. Food is somewhat expensive by Indian standards, but cheap by Western ones. The fort was constructed in 1612 to guard against the Dutch and the Marathas. It was a reference point for the vessels coming from Europe at that time. This old Portuguese fort stands on the beach south of Kandoli, at the shore of the Mandavi River. It was initially tasked with defense of shipping and the nearby Bardez sub-district. A freshwater spring within the fort provided water supply to the ships that used to stop by. This is how the fort got its name, Aguada, meaning watery in the Portuguese language. Crews of passing ships would often visit to replenish their freshwater stores. The Aguada Fort Lighthouse, erected in 1864, is the oldest of its kind in Asia. Built in 1612, it was once the grandstand of 79 cannons. It has one of the biggest freshwater storage of the time in whole of Asia. This fort is divided into segments. The upper part acted as fort and watering station, while the lower part served as a safe berth for Portuguese ships. Whereas the upper part has a moat, underground water storage chamber, gunpowder room, lighthouse, and bastions, it also has a secret escape passage to use during time of war and emergency. The lighthouse at the initial stage is used to emit light once in 7 minutes. Fort Aguada was the most prized and crucial fort of Portuguese. The fort is so large that it envelopes the entire peninsula at the southwestern tip of Bardez. Built on the mouth of Mandavi River, it was strategically located and was the chief defense of Portuguese against the Dutch and Marathas. During the Salazar administration, Fort Aguada was repurposed for use as a prison. To many people, Baga is an extension of the adjoining town of Kalangute, and nobody seems to be sure where one ends and the other begins. Kalangute, in the northern section of central Goa, is where tourism all started for Goa. Baga's attraction is in its world-famous beach. For families with children, Baga is perfect. There are no waves, the entrance to the water is shallow, and lifeguards monitor the safety of tourists. Large numbers of tourists come to Baga Beach, especially on weekends. Interesting sites to visit include Portuguese forts at Aguada and Chapora. Enjoy a relaxing day on the beach. Can get busy at weekends and holidays. Many shacks situated on the beach offering a good choice of reasonably priced food all day from breakfast to evening meals. Some also offer occasional barbecue nights with freshly caught seafood. Baga is a great place for visiting Goa's many attractions. There are numerous options: visit to Old Goa, the second largest waterfalls in India, or to spend the night in a mud hut in the jungle and wash an elephant. Anjuna is a popular beach in Goa, north of the beaches of Baga and Kalangute, and close to the beaches of Vegetar and Chapora. The nearest town is Mapusa, which is a few kilometers to the east. Anjuna beach is to the west of the village, with lot of restaurants and bars. Anjuna Flea Market happens on Wednesdays and runs from morning till dawn. Go early if you want to hunt for bargains, take a rest at noon and come back when it's not as hot anymore. The market offers pretty much anything of what you can think of. Chapora Fort is near Anjuna beach. Anjuna is also the home of few popular nights club of Goa. Anjuna is famous for its parties, however they are increasingly being discouraged by the authorities. You may want to try Armugol further north. Places to find parties near Anjuna are at the beach. If there is one when you are around, be sure to go to one of the famous full moon parties or one of the less known black moon parties. Sagar waterfall is one of the highest waterfalls in India and among the 100 highest waterfalls in the world. It lies in the southern part of Goa at Molim, near the border with Karnataka state. Doodh Sagar literally means a sea of milk in the local Konkani language and gets its name as it appears like an overflowing sea of milk. It has a height of 306 meters. The waterfall is at its peak flow during the monsoon months from June to September and wanes out towards the summers from March to June. The entrance to the waterfall is from Kolam through the Forest Department Gate. Take a dip in the refreshing cool, sweet waters at the waterfall. However, diving is forbidden, as the bottom could be rocky with unpredictable depths. Bring a pair of binoculars and watch an array of birds, insects, and animals. Or watch the hordes of monkeys perform their antics. Trekking through the forest trails is an interesting activity for the avid trekker. Adventurous rock climbers could attempt climbing the steep rocks up to the source of the falls. Take an elephant ride through the forest at the Forest Eco Camp. Visit Devil's Canyon. This is known as Devcharacho Konda. It is a splendid geological rock formation wherein the river Khandepar passes through the sanctuary and has cut across the basalt rock formation, thus earning its name. The depth of the water here is supposed to be fathomless and is very dangerous for swimming. The Our Lady of the Immaculate Conception Church is located in Panjim. The church conducts Mass every day in English, Konkani, and Portuguese. The colonial Portuguese Baroque-style church was first built in 1541 as a chapel on a hillside overlooking the city of Panjim. It was eventually replaced by a larger church in around 1600 as part of Portuguese Goa's religious expansion. This church houses the ancient bell that was removed from the Augustinian ruins of the Church of Our Lady of Grace in the once famed city of Old Goa. This bell is considered to be the second largest of its kind in Goa, surpassed only by the Golden Bell which resides in the Say Cathedral in Old Goa. In 1609, a small chapel was replaced by the present-day large church to minister to the residents and sailors. In the 18th century, the stairways, in a symmetrical zigzag form, were added to the church. The church sits atop a hill facing the square below. The city's municipal garden lies to its southeast and can be seen from atop the hill. The site was once the location of a colonial port landing where ships sailing from Lisbon made first call, and where sailors disembarked before proceeding further inland to Old Goa. The exterior facade of the church, rich with Portuguese Baroque-style architectural elements, is painted a bright white to signify the Immaculate Virgin, Mary. The main altar, which has an elegant decor, is dedicated to Mother Mary. There are two other intricately carved, gold-plated and decorated altars on either side of the main altar. The one to the left is of Jesus' crucifixion, and the one to the right is of the Our Lady of the Rosary. These two altars are flanked by marble statues of Saint Peter and Saint Paul. During the festival of Our Lady of the Immaculate Conception, held every year on 8th December, the church is colorfully illuminated. A fair is also part of this festival. Chapora Fort, located in Bardez, rises high above the Chapora River. The site was the location of a fort built by Muslim ruler Adil Shah called Shahpura, whose name the Portuguese altered to Chapora. It has now become a popular tourist spot and offers a view north across the Chapora River to Pernem, south over Vegator, and also far out to the Arabian Sea in the west. The Chapora Fort sits on a prominent position which commands views in all directions. It also has steep slopes on all sides. The fort follows the outline of the higher slopes. This forms an irregular outer wall that uses the natural foam to add defensive height to the fortifications. This offers an advantage over dry ditches being dug. At the top of the steep approach track, the main gate is small and unpretentious, but narrow and deep. Depending on defense requirements, the positions of bastions are irregularly spaced with enormous embrasures for cannon. Each bastion has a cylindrical turret offering a special character to the fort. Inside the fort, the church, once dedicated to Saint Anthony, has disappeared, and inside only a few signs exist of the barracks and housing that once filled this vast area. The wide expanse of open space is only a tumble of stones, where a few herds of goats graze and cashew bushes grow. A natural valley to the beach protected by rocky promontories provides an excellent natural access to the sea. Kandoli is a village in North Goa. It is situated just south of the famous Kalangute beach and is a popular tourist destination. Kandoli Beach is another relatively busy soft sandy beach that due to erosion can be narrow in some places. There are a variety of beach shacks providing plenty of food and cold drink choices along with rickety sunbeds. Towards the Cinquerim end of the beach, you can get most forms of water sport activities including parasailing and excursions to see aquatic wildlife. The Basilica of Bom Jesus, Boria Jejuchi Basilica, is a Roman Catholic basilica and is part of the churches and convents of Goa UNESCO World Heritage Site. The basilica is located in Old Goa, former capital of Portuguese India, and holds the mortal remains of Saint Francis Xavier. Bom Jesus, literally, Holy Jesus, is the name used for the Ecce Homo in the countries of Portuguese colonization. The Jesuit Church is India's first minor basilica and is considered to be one of the best examples of Baroque architecture and Portuguese colonial architecture in India. It is one of the 7 wonders of Portuguese origin in the world. The basilica is more than 408 years old and is open to the public every day. The body of Saint Francis Xavier is in a well-decorated casket. The body of Francis Xavier was first taken to Portuguese Malacca and 2 years later shipped back to Goa. It is said that the saint's body was as fresh as the day it was buried. The remains of the saint still attract a huge number of tourists from all over the world, especially during the public viewing of his body. The saint is said to have miraculous powers of healing. Palolem is one of the most beautiful beaches in all of Goa. It is a natural bay surrounded by lofty headlands on either sides, resulting in a calm, idyllic sea with a gently sloping bed which allows you to walk up to 100 meters out from the beach. Palolem is located at almost the southern end of Goa and is thus far from the more crowded places. This is in a way both an advantage and a disadvantage. For those seeking quiet and solitude, Palolem and the other beaches around it fulfill that need very well. But for those who need a noisy, vibrant place, it can be quite disconcerting. Over the last few years, though, there has been a fair increase in tourists. One reason for this could be the film The Bourne Supremacy, which had a scene filmed here. During the peak season, the place can become quite crowded with backpackers, traveling groups, and the attendant businesses. Take a walk to Butterfly Island, which is to your right on entering the beach. You can walk along the beach and across some rocks during low tide and reach the island during high tide. Water covers and makes it impossible to walk across. The island has a network of trails to explore, and the more adventurous can traverse the rocks on the periphery of the island. A little to the south of Palolem, in Kankona region of Goa, lies the Butterfly Beach. This beach, also known as Honeymoon Beach, is in the form of a small cove surrounded by dense trees. One of the most secluded and lesser-known beach of Goa, the Butterfly Beach is mostly accessible by a boat ride from the nearby beaches, which only adds to the charm. Butterfly Beach is so named as the surrounding trees attract a wide variety of butterflies occasionally. It may also be because the beach itself is in the shape of a butterfly. Enclosed by a thick forest on one side and leading to the open sea on the other, the beach has a unique and picturesque landscape. Butterfly Beach is also one of the few places in Goa to sight the playful dolphins. Vegetal Beach has dramatic red cliffs looking down on the shore and to fresh water springs within a stone's throw of the sea. But Vegetal has little by way of seaside accommodation. Vegetal Beach is split into two main beaches by a seaside headland which holds the car park and many stalls selling trinkets, clothes, soft drinks and snacks. As you face the sea, on your right is North Vegetal Beach and on your left Ozran Beach, more commonly known as Little Vegetal Beach. Vegetal is a little more laid back, though still pretty much steeped in the rave culture. The tourist traffic is predominantly Western backpackers, however, it has also become popular with Indian tourists, who particularly come to watch the sunset from the rocks. The sunset through rocks is breathtaking from Vegetal Beach. There are a number of places playing to a dance and trance crowd during the tourist season. Almugol is a traditional fisherman village located approximately a 90 minutes drive from Dabolim Airport within the Pernem administrative region of North Goa. The beach attracts many international tourists, mainly during the winter season between November and March. Almugol Beach is considered to be one of the most beautiful beaches in Goa, bordering Keri Beach to the north and Mandram Beach to the south. A short walk north of the main beach is a smaller beach with a freshwater lake close to the sea. The Jungle Valley, enclosed between low hills, hides a banyan tree. Adjoining the banyan tree there is a stone sculpture created by an American conceptual and land art artist, Jacek Tyleki, titled Give If You Can Take If You Have To, also called the Money Stone. Another attraction is Almugol Drum Circle and Sunset Beach Market, one of the most unique flea markets in Goa. It starts a few hours before the sunset, where travelers from all over the world sell their handmade creations. More than just a market, it is a party on the beach where people bring their drums, handpans, didgeridoo, and meet here every day to make music as the sun sets. It is common to see performers at this time with their juggling balls, hula hoops, paw, and many other props. With things like handmade clothes, food, jewelry, glass pipes, this market looks like it is right out of a music festival. Due to the composition of both national and international musicians, Almugol is home to a rich live music scene dominated by gypsy fusion bands. Strong winds during the main season make it a significant location for leisure sports like paragliding and kite surfing. Every evening during the peak tourist season, there are sunset parties on Armubol Beach. A variety of practitioners in the healing arts offer courses in yoga, meditation, Odissi dance, and musical instruments. Located in Salkete Taluka of South Goa district, Benaulim neighbors Kolva village to the north, Margao in the northeast, and Varka village to the south. During Portuguese rule, it was one of the 9 communidades in Salkete. Benaulim is the birthplace of Saint Joseph Vaz, who was a priest and missionary in Sri Lanka. Contemporary Benaulim is a popular seaside resort, renowned for its beautiful rice fields, balmy weather, and golden sand beaches. Benaulim has 3 beaches. The main Benaulim beach is neighbored by Trinity Beach to the south and Sernaptin Beach to the north. Benaulim Beach is popular among the locals and tourists alike. Apart from sunbathing and swimming, there are also options of parasailing, jet skiing, boat riding, and wind surfing. Benaulim beaches are pristine as they are relatively undeveloped. Sinquerim is located some 13 kilometers away from Panaji. The Sinquerim beach is stunningly beautiful and quieter than the other beaches of Goa. This long, extended sandy terrain that runs incessantly along the coast is ideal for taking a walk. The feel of the glistening sands and the cool water caressing the feet gives you out-of-the-world feeling. The beach is one of a series of tranquil and spectacular stretch of sand and an ideal place for swimming. The tourists come down to this beach and prefer it for its pristine and serene setting. The famous Fort Aguada is located near the beach. Sinquerim Beach offers world-class water sports facilities to tourists. People love indulging in aqua sports like surfing, water skiing, fishing, scuba diving, and parasailing. Playing beach volleyball is equally great fun. The Arvalin waterfall, with a height of just 50 meters, is a popular tourist spot and picnic location in Goa, especially during the monsoon season, when the falls are a gushing torrent hurtling madly into the lake below. Although it is not as imposing a sight as the famous Dudhsagar Falls, it is easier to get to than the Dudhsagar Falls, making it the perfect choice for a fun trip with family and friends. The Mandavi River is described as the lifeline of Goa. The Mandavi and the Zuari are the 2 primary rivers in the state of Goa. Mandavi joins with the Zuari at a common creek at Cabo Aguada, forming the Mormugao harbour. Panaji and Old Goa are both situated on the left bank of the Mandavi. The Mandavi enters Goa from the north via the Sattari Taluka and from Uttara Kannada district of Karnataka near the Castle Rock railway station. The Mandavi flows through Belgavi and Kumbarjia, Diwar and Chorao in Goa, eventually pouring into the Arabian Sea. The Kumbarjuam Canal, which links both rivers, has made the interiors of the Mandavi accessible to ships carrying iron ore. Three large freshwater isles, Diwar, Chorao and Vangsin, are present in the Mandavi near the town of Old Goa. The island of Chorao is home to the Salim Ali Bird Sanctuary, named after the renowned ornithologist Salim Ali. A regular ferry transports the inhabitants between the isles and the mainland. Bhagwan Mahavir Sanctuary and Molam National Park is a protected area located in the Western Ghats in Sangam Taluk, along the eastern border with Karnataka. The area is situated near the town of Molam, east of Panaji. It contains several important temples dating to the Kadambas of Goa and home to waterfalls such as Dudhsagar Falls and Tambadi Falls. The parkland is also home to a community of nomadic buffalo herders known as the Dhandar. Wild mammals recorded in the sanctuary include the leopard, barking deer, Bengal tiger, bonnet macaque, common langur, civet, flying squirrel, gaur, Malabar giant squirrel, mouse deer, pangolin, porcupine, slender lories, sambhar, spotted deer, wild boar and wild dog.